HTML text formatting. HTML contains several elements for defining text with a special meaning. So here they give us some examples. We're gonna see that later. HTML formatting elements. Formatting elements were designed to display special types of text. So here we have, for example, the letter B inside angle brackets, that stands for bold text. We have the word strong inside angle brackets, that stands for important text. And as you can see, all these words are inside angle brackets. The letter I stands for italic text. EM stands for emphasized text. Mark stands for marked text. Small for smaller text. Del for deleted text. Ins for inserted text. Sub for subscript text. And sub or sub for superscript text. So right now we're gonna see the letter B in strong, and the letter B stands for bold text. So we have the bold text element and the strong element. So the HTML B element defines bold text without any extra importance. So right now we're gonna go to Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna create an HTML file. So I'm gonna name it test. It's gonna be test.html. So that is my HTML file. I'm gonna type in, or I'm gonna press Shift exclamation mark to create a template, and I have my template now. So I'm gonna copy this example. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna be in number 11. So I'm gonna save it, and now I'm gonna go to my HTML file, and I'm gonna open it with Live Server. So right click and open it with Live Server, and this text is bold, as you can see. So that is the purpose of the letter B, that stands for bold text. So the HTML strong element defines text with a strong importance. The content inside is typically displayed in bold. So we're gonna grab this example too, and we're gonna paste it in our HTML file in VS Code. So this time is gonna be in line 13. So I'm gonna save it. Let's see what happens. And this text is bold, this text is important, so they are in the same line. And as we saw in the previous video, in order to separate it, to make it to be in separate lines, we use the break line or the BR element. Okay, that looks better. So you can put a BR just at the end of the line 11, or you can also do it at the start of line 13. So it's gonna be twice. So yeah, it looks better. That is done. So you have the B element and the strong element. The B stands for bold text, and the strong element is for importance. The content inside is typically displayed in bold, so they're pretty much similar. So now we have the HTML I element and the EM elements. The HTML I element defines a part of the text in an alternative voice or mood. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. Here they give us a tip. The I tag is often used to indicate a technical term, a phrase from another language, a thought, a ship name, etc. So we're gonna grab this example. We're gonna go to Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna make it here. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna save it with Ctrl S. Okay, this text is italic, and as you can see, we have to put another BR here. Or let's just an HR, and you don't have to put the /forward. So this text is italic, as you can see here. That is the purpose of the I tag. Now we have the HTML M element defines emphasized text. The content inside is typically displayed in italic. Tip: a screen reader will pronounce the words in em with an emphasis using verbal stress. So we're gonna grab this example and let's just delete those ones so it doesn't get messy. We save it and okay, this text is emphasized. That is the example for that. Now we have HTML small element. The HTML small element defines a smaller text. So we're gonna grab this example and we're gonna go to Visual Studio Code to the line number 13. So right now we have this is some smaller text, this is some smaller text, and as you can see we have to use the BR so it looks better. Okay, and this is some smaller text. Okay, that is that. Now we have the HTML mark element. The HTML mark element defines the text that should be marked or highlighted. So we're gonna grab this example. I'm gonna delete the previous example here. Let's just remove it or just delete it. So now we have this paragraph, do not forget to buy, but now we're gonna use the mark element, and inside of the mark element we put the word milk, and then we end the tag mark with a slash. So inside angle brackets we're gonna put a slash mark. Then we have the word today. So right now we go here and do not forget to buy milk today. So that is the purpose of the mark element. HTML del element. The HTML del element defines text that has been deleted from a document. Browsers will usually strike a line through deleted text. So let's see what happens. Let's grab this example and let's go below here and just save it. So here we have a paragraph. My favorite color is, and then we use the del element, delete, and now we're gonna delete the word blue. We close that element with a end tag, so we use angle bracket slash del, and now we're gonna put the other color that is gonna be red. So we go to our page and my favorite color is, so it's gonna be deleted. It was blue but it has been scratched, now it's gonna be red. So that is the purpose of the delete element. HTML ends element. The HTML ends element defines a text that has been inserted into a document. Browsers will usually underline inserted text. So we're gonna grab this example and just gonna go below to my favorite color. We're gonna paste it, we're gonna save it, and let's see what happened. My favorite color is scratch blue, and then you have red, but this time it has been underlined, so it's the same, but this time the word red is underlined because the word red is inside of the ends element, and you have to use an end tag, and also you have to use a start tag ends, and then a end tag with a forward slash. So that is that. Now we have the HTML sub element. The HTML sub element defines subscript text. Subscript text appears half a character below the normal line and is sometimes rendered in a smaller font. Subscript text can be used for chemical formulas like the formula of water, that is H2O. And we're gonna grab this example and let's see what happens. We're gonna go here in line 17 and let's see what happens. Okay, this is a subscript text, so you use a paragraph. This is, and the word that you want it to be subscripted, it has to be inside of the sub element, so it has to be an end tag, a start tag, and an end tag. So let's try the formula of water. That is gonna be H2O. So it's gonna be like that, H2O. Okay, let's save it. And the letter H and the letter O for hydrogen and oxygen are fine, but the number 2 is subscripted. So if we do it in this way and we go to our page, okay, so I without space. So let's save it again, and there you have it. This is H2O. So we can put more information here. This is H2O. The formula for water. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is H2O, the formula for water. So that is comes in handy to do that, the sub element. Now we have the sub or sub element. This one is with B and this one is with P, because the HTML sub element defines superscript text. Superscript text appears half a character above the normal line and is sometimes rendered in a smaller font. Superscript text can be used for footnotes like www, and then superscript inside brackets the number 1. So we're gonna see an example. We're gonna go to Visual Studio Code, and now let's save it. So this is a superscript text. Let's see what happens. Okay, and the word superscript is superscript. So let's change it. I don't know, let's put I don't know, the number 1 inside brackets. So this is, and then the number 1 in brackets as a superscript. So that comes in handy when you have to quote. I mean, you're writing a book or something and you want to write or quote some information from another book. That comes in handy for that. And then we have just the HTML text formatting element. As we saw, we have the tags, and all of those are inside angle brackets. So we have the B, the EM, I. So again, B stands for defines bold text, EM defines emphasized text, I defines a part of the text in an alternative voice or mood. We have small defines smaller text, strong defines important text. We have sub define subscripted text. We have sub defines superscripted text. We have the ins defines inserted text. We have del defines deleted text, and finally we have mark that defines marked or highlighted text.